Lil Wayne is a legend in hip hop, but over the past few months, we done seen him in some hot water. And in the past few days, it's done picked up a lot. Hip hop kinda going against Wayne right now. One person wrote this: me watching Lil Wayne, one of my top 5 going out sad, entering his victim era. But to really understand this situation and everything going on, we gotta go back a few months to when Kendrick was picked for the Super Bowl. Now, if you've been paying attention to hip hop, you've been seeing all the controversy that this situation started. And I say this because Kendrick being a part of the Super Bowl wasn't the problem that people had. People had a problem with Kendrick doing the Super Bowl in New Orleans over Lil Wayne. And when this situation was first going down, a lot of people were on Wayne's side. Everybody was looking at Wayne like, damn, how did Kendrick beat you for this? And it was really a lot of the industry. Even Nicki Minaj was online snapping. I love watching the industry play dumb time after time. The truth is, no matter who tells it, picking and choosing who y'all accept the truth from might tell you a joke, but won't tell you a lie. And by the way, y'all don't know the half of what Lil Wayne did for me and others. Wayne had Drake and I on his tour with no paper sign. He was on all of my mixtapes with no paper sign. The man literally changed the face of hip hop, the hair too. He inspired so many to tat their face and get locks. Inspired your favorites to want to be a great MC. He was never in this for the money, but for the love of music. And Kendrick Lamar wasn't the only one getting backlash. Jay-Z was getting some too because he got ties to the NFL. Nicki was coming at him and said, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punished in Lil Wayne. The GOAT? Nola, what's good? Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out a white man, SAG. And it wasn't just Nicki that responded to it. Boosie also put some words in on the situation. All y'all acting like y'all cool with how they planned it for the Super Bowl. Shaking my head. The most cultural city in the USA, New Orleans. A smack in the face to every hip hop legend from Louisiana. This shows they never wanted y'all to kick in the door in the first place because they still trying to lock it. Super Bowl 22 was in Cali, and the Cali artists was allowed to perform and do their thing, and it was a great show. But now it's in Louisiana, and no Louisiana legends can do their thing. And I really get both sides. I get why people mad that Wayne didn't get picked, and I get why people mad that Kendrick got picked. But I don't know why people are surprised that Kendrick got picked instead of Lil Wayne. Yeah, it might be in Lil Wayne's hometown, but think about the kind of run Kendrick went on this year. See, if you've been paying attention to hip hop over the past few years, it's been on a steady decline. Hip hop was at the lowest point it had been in for a while, not too long ago. And so for Kendrick to come out with Not Like Us and really the whole him and Drake beef, it kind of brought hip hop back to levels people ain't seen in a minute. People haven't seen hip hop this hot in a while. So for that to get picked, it shouldn't have been a surprise. But the situation didn't just have people mad at Kendrick. Like I said, they was also mad at Roc Nation and Jay-Z because Jay-Z signed a deal with the NFL a couple years back, basically saying that he had a part to play in the musical artists that come on during the Super Bowl. And what's crazy is, this isn't even the only controversy Jay done got in over being tied with the NFL, because when he originally signed, people was feeling some type of way about that. Billboard wrote this: since making the announcement in summer of 2019, Jay was criticized for getting in bed with a league that allegedly blackballed San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick for choosing to kneel during the national anthem in protest of police brutality. And most recently, the rapper and businessman felt the ire of some of the rap community when it was announced that Kendrick Lamar and not Lil Wayne would be headlining this season's Super Bowl in New Orleans. And it was only a matter of time before Wayne would respond to all the talk around his name.
Forgive me for the delay. Just the delay. I want to say I had to, first of all, I had to get strength. I had to get strength enough to do this without breaking. I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love and the support out there. Your words turned into arms and held me up when I try to fall back. What I'm talking about, it hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that, but I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot, and that stage, and that platform in my city. And so it hurt a whole lot. But y'all are amazing. It made me feel like not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like you guys reminded me that I ain't without y'all. And that's an amazing reality. So, like I said, it broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together. But my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, just my homies on sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity.
And understand this, at first, a lot of people was on Wayne's side, and I think it was because of the shock factor. They was like, damn, you really not performing in New Orleans. Well, Lil Wayne is not performing in New Orleans. And that was until people started to look into Wayne's recent performances. See, not too long before the situation even went down, Wayne was getting some odd looks because of a show he did early in 2024, where the man was reading his lyrics off a teleprompter mid-show. TMZ wrote this: Lil Wayne gave fans an extra treat by popping up at one of Drake's recent shows, but onlookers in the audience noticed the dynamic duo getting on stage assist from a teleprompter. Weezy was surprise guest on Sunday night at Drake's performance, and some fans noticed a screen on the edge of the stage with lyrics from right above it. The song they were performing. Actually, the entire stage of the Bank Arena was fitted with teleprompters. Whichever direction Drake and Wayne ran, the lyrics was right there at their feet. And they were performing a multi-platinum hit, so it would be a surprise if they didn't know the song by heart. And what's crazy is this wasn't the only time that Wayne got some negative press over a show. Back in 2023, he got into another situation over his show. It's May 2023. And Wayne was on his Welcome to the Carter tour, and everything was cool at first until he had his LA show. See, to start, he was already doing something that isn't really the norm. He was charging fans $15 just to watch the show live stream online. So sit and think about how many people sat and paid to see they GOAT perform online. They paid this $15. So remember that. Before I keep talking about this LA show, something else went wrong on the same tour. About a month before this, in April 2023, some Wayne fans was disappointed by this show. The day comes for this Atlanta show, and people was excited. Everybody had everything planned out. Everybody was ready to go to the show. And just a few hours before the show started, not days, not months, not weeks, a few hours before the show starts, it gets canceled. Wayne posted on his IG basically saying, look, the show today canceled. And it wasn't no explanation, it wasn't no reasoning, and people just had to understand that they wasn't going to the show tonight. And people was mad. One person who was supposed to go to the show wrote this: no, Lil Wayne canceled the Atlanta show the morning of. I'm going to spend my day sad crying instead of happy crying now. Now keep in mind, this Atlanta situation went down a month before this LA show. And specifically, this LA show was the last show of the tour, which was why he was charging people to watch online. But the day comes and it didn't get canceled like the other one. But it was a problem. It took Wayne forever to get on stage, and fans was worried at first until he actually came out. He locked in, he did a good performance, people was happy, but in the middle of his set, Wayne took an intermission break and was letting some of his artists perform. And that was going fine until one of his artist songs, Wayne decides to pop out on the stage, and he got mad. He was basically like, look, brother, this crowd ain't moving enough. Like, y'all really not appreciating nothing we got going on. And this is what he had to say: we appreciate it, but we ain't about to be bending over backwards for these folks. We work too hard for this. We work way too hard. This my artist. We appreciate y'all time. And he goes and sat the mic down, and they walked out. The show was over with, mid-show. Keep in mind, people done paid money online to see this. People done paid money for the tickets. People done came out their way to see the show. And he just canceled it. And these situations left bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. People was really hurt that Wayne did that to them. One fan tweeted this: I never look at Wayne the same after tonight. He really canceled this concert mid-show because the audience sat down while he took a smoke and piss break. Another person who went to the show tweeted this: we waited 3 hours for him. Then it was cool. Then he brought out some of his new artists along with Lil Twist. They was whack, and Wayne got mad and canceled the show. I'm still in disbelief like he really did that, shaking my head. And look, the reason I'm bringing all of this up is to really put in perspective about how people been feeling about Wayne shows recently, because that's what the whole Super Bowl is about: having a great performance, having people pay attention to it. And when we talk about Kendrick versus Wayne performance, this was something that was coming up. Non-stop comparisons between Kendrick shows and Wayne shows. And this was one of the first times people kind of pushed back against Wayne, because they looked at some of Wayne recent shows and then they looked at some of Kendrick recent shows, and they was like, okay, they comparing everything Wayne been doing to the pop-out show he just did. They comparing everything Wayne been doing to Kendrick last few tours. And the thing is, with this whole situation, even though Wayne might be a legend, and he has done some crazy things for music in general, that ain't what the Super Bowl gonna look at. The Super Bowl, seeing Kendrick was hot, and they seen Kendrick had a smash hit that literally took over the world for months, so they picked him. But not only that, just comparing the backgrounds and overall images with each other, Wayne been in a good bit of trouble recently. Back in 2023, Wayne was sued by a former bodyguard saying that Wayne was hitting on him and threatening him with guns. TMZ wrote this. Christian, the bodyguard, called the cops back in December 2021 claiming Wayne put an AR on him during the dispute at his house. The bodyguard told police that the altercation escalated to physical violence and Weezy ended up brandishing an AR-15, but sources close to Weezy denied the incident ever happened and claimed Wayne don't even own a gun. And that ain't the only legal problems he was facing. Remember back in 2020 when the feds was trying to get Wayne? Feds back then said they had got an anonymous tip that led him to Wayne's private jet. And when the feds got on the plane, they were speaking to everyone and Wayne told them he had a gun on him, but that wasn't it. 12 said they found a gold-plated Remington 1911, a 45 that was loaded, some drugs. And originally Wayne was facing 10 years in prison because he pled guilty. And really at this time the world was thinking that Wayne might have been done for until he got lucky as hell and was pardoned by Trump before he got out of office. And all of this just goes back to the whole Super Bowl point. See, even though Jay-Z might have a part to play in who comes on the Super Bowl, it's a lot more than just Jay-Z. Jay-Z don't own the Super Bowl. Think about how many corporate people these suggestions got to go through. It's probably in the office looking at Wayne background, looking at Kendrick background. They're like, okay, we can't have Wayne up here. Look what all the shit he done been doing. And I just feel like people don't understand that the Super Bowl don't just pick somebody because of their accolades or what they did with their music. It's just a lot to do with their image and how marketable they are to the world. And it's just a lot that go into it. But this leads us to today. See, when Kendrick got picked for the Super Bowl, like I said, a lot of the hip hop space was against the idea at first, and a lot of people was throwing hate at Kendrick. And no one in the industry really knew how he felt until he came out the other day and dropped this surprise album. He came out, dropped this album, GNX, and on the first track of the album, Dot said this: I used to bump the Carter 3, I had my roller chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Wayne down. Call me crazy, everybody questionable. Snoop posted TaylorMade, I think it was the edibles, I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go. Won Super Bowl, and Nas was the only one to congratulate me. All these niggas agitated, I'm glad they just showing their faces. And basically, Kendrick was just speaking on how disappointed he is that all of these people he looked up to was going against him over the Super Bowl 25. And this sparked up a whole conversation about the whole Wayne and Kendrick thing. And when it got around to Wayne, he responded on Twitter saying, man, what the fuck I do? I just be chilling all day and they still coming for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let the giant sleep, I beg you. No one really wants the destruction. Not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. And to me, it's seeming like Wayne kind of want war with Kendrick. But in this verse, I don't think Kendrick was necessarily dissing Wayne. I just think he was speaking on how the situation affected him. But what I think doesn't matter. When Lil Wayne tweeted this, the internet was on fire. And the top reply to this tweet with over 1 million views said this: you said the Super Bowl was taken from you when it wasn't promised in the first place, and never congratulated the artist who looked up to you and worked hard himself to get it. But now it's what the fuck did I do? And really in the past few days, we done seen everybody having an input on this situation. We got people telling Wayne not to beef with Kendrick. We got people saying that Wayne gonna watch Kendrick if they get the beef. It's a lot of conversation going on about Lil Wayne right now. It's two sides to the story. We got Lil Wayne disappointed that he wasn't picked for his own city, and we got Kendrick receiving hella backlash for him being chosen by the Super Bowl. I wonder if any beef gonna come from this. And I say this because after everything went down and Wayne made that post, TDE Top Dog got online and said this: that is a dangerous man right now. Everything I thought he would be at 16 years old is here right now. Everybody stand down, I promise you. And I don't think no beef is gonna come from this, but I guess we won't know what's gonna go down until it does. What do y'all think though? Who y'all got winning if Kendrick and Wayne getting into some beef?